Hi everyone, this is a review of the Wahl Carbon Blade and the Wahl Wet and Dry. These are two of the top of the line Wahl products that is being sold as of 2022. I roughly paid about $95 after tax for this and about $85 for the Wet and Dry. The Wet and Dry, they are being carried in several stores. There's not many that have these in stock. I purchased this from Target. I also did purchase from Target, but many stores do not have this for sale, so it's very rare that you find it. You may need to purchase it on Target.com or Walmart.com. They do have these on stock online. So if you haven't already, press the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's going to help out the channel here so I can create more content. And also subscribe down below by clicking the notification bell so you are alerted when I do post videos. So let's jump right into it. Both of these products are the top of the line, like I was saying earlier. They both use the same type of charging format. So if you do have the Wet and Dry, you have no problem utilizing it for the Carbon Blade. But the Carbon Blade, this is a plastic feeling. It's not bad of a feeling either, but it just feels as lighter for sure. But it definitely feels like a cheaper product. And what I mean by that is, I just feel if I do drop this, it will break. So that's the unfortunate thing with this product, as opposed to the Wet and Dry. It does have a stainless steel, cover to it. It feels like, almost $100 product when you purchase this, as opposed to the Carbon Blade, which feels a lot cheaper. So this is much better in terms of the feeling in the hand. The other thing is, this is a Wet and Dry, so you're able to use this in the shower in trimming your face and not worry about it being damaged. Whereas opposed to this one, it will be damaged if you wet it or put water within it. So just be careful if this is not utilized for that type of usage. So the other thing is the push button here in the bottom or back of it is very difficult to press. It is not easy at all. I mean, you press it right down here, it is not going to turn on. You press it here, not going to turn. You have to press it literally right in the middle, and when you do, it will turn on. But even when you push the button, it takes some force of the thumb to do that. So I'm not really a big fan of that, because let's say elderly people or anybody that wants to utilize this, it's an irritant. It's not easy. You have to pry your fingernail and thumb into it. As opposed to the Wet and Dry, very easy, very intuitive, easy to press in. I have no issues with that. So big plus there for the Wet and Dry. Big difference here for and how much you're paying for this product is due to this blade. This is a carbon nano blade that basically you don't have to oil this, as basically as virtually you don't have to oil it at all. As opposed to the Wet and Dry, you may need to oil it once in a while. And with this carbon blade, it stays much sharper over the period of life of this product. So you don't have to worry about it not being sharp, after usage over several years. As opposed to the Wet and Dry, it does stay very sharp. I have utilized it now for over a year. It's still pretty good. But I did notice that it's not, in terms of the cutting, it's not like the Carbon Blade. The Carbon Blade is a much closer shave as opposed to the Wet and Dry, and that's no doubt about it, which I will show you here in a minute when I do shave part of my face with one of the shavers and then the other one with the Wet and Dry. So one of the factors is this is a much smaller surface area that's going to be cutting, as opposed to the Wet and Dry. It is much larger, as you can see. So big difference there. It is much heavier to carry this one or hold it as opposed to the Carbon Blade. The charge times are about the same for both of them. The recharge times, everything is about the same. I mean, you might get a plus or minus 15-20 minutes, but when you have about 5 or 6 hours to use each one of these, it really doesn't matter, right? With the Carbon Blade, they do say that if you do charge it for a minute, or not a minute, I apologize, a few minutes, you will get quite a bit of shaving time with it. So that's the big plus of that. Overall, though, I really don't see the huge difference other than the quality and build. This is, for almost $100. I think this is a much cheaper quality and build as opposed to the wet and dry. The wet and dry just looks, feels, and the build quality is much better in comparison to the carbon. And it really shows. This is just a nicer product to hold, touch, and the build is much better too. So let's go ahead and jump into one side of the face here and then the other one with the wet and dry. So let's jump into it. I'm gonna use here the carbon blade. Let's go ahead and use that. And keep in mind, there's no pulling when I'm using this carbon blade. Usually with the certain shavers, there's a pulling of the hair. This is not pulling it at all. It's actually doing a phenomenal job. So let's continue here. Okay, so that was one side. Let's go ahead and check it right here. Did a pretty good job. You might have to do a second pass going up, but overall not bad at all. Let's try now the wet and dry on the other side. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the wet and dry here. There was a pull right there when I did it. There was a pulling. There's still pulling here. Okay, let's go and turn it off. So you can see the shave is not as close as the carbon blade. That's the first thing I noticed. Another thing is the pulling. This wet and dry, it does pull the hair. It doesn't really cut it sometimes, and that irritates the skin. Nothing is, when you gotta go over it several times, whereas with the carbon, you can see right here the difference. The carbon, you don't have to go over it as much. You just go over one time or maybe twice max. So anyways, guys, that was the full review of both products. I like both products, but there are some differences, so I hope that helped you out. If it did, press the like button again for the YouTube algorithm. It's going to help out the channel. Subscribe for more videos and click on the notification bell, and comment down below in the comment section if you used any of these products or other products out there. I'd like to hear your thoughts and get to know if there's any better products out there. Love to review it here on the channel for you all, and catch you all next video. Thanks.